Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Good morning and welcome to Johnny's Bite. Today is the 7th of December. 1 year ago, all you good Ghanaians were queuing up to vote. There are those of you who had campaigned to us both on the side of the NDC, the NPP, the CPP, the PPP, the PNC, and all the other political parties. You had given us your manifesto. You had told us what your promises are. The people of Ghana watched. They admired your campaigns. They heard the jabs, and they decided who to vote for. And even after we voted, we saw the flip-flopping of the Electoral Commission, declaring election on one point, coming back to correct it, declaring and coming back and correcting it. Well, we have a president finally, and 275 parliamentarians. Need I remind you that the people of Sancho Kofi, Akpafu, Likpe, and Lolobi, the Guan constituency, the Guan district, they have no MP, but they are also Ghanaians. This morning, I brought what we call the 1992 Constitution, and an interesting one, a June 1969 edition of the Statesman. I'll share something in it with you before we close. Just to prove to you that we don't sleep, we strive to learn every day to stay at top, to be number one. My first question is this, and I will keep asking this question until I get an answer. In January 2017, I joined TV3 New Day team. When I joined, we were on the 3rd floor or the 4th floor. I've had many co-hosts. Same time, President Akufo-Addo became President of the Republic of Ghana and made that spirited speech at the Black Star Square. I ask you to be citizens, not spectators. Since that time up until now, I say check Geopoll, check Ipsos, and these are credible international organizations. They do their own survey. Nobody forces them to do. You subscribe and you get the detail. TV3 New Day is number one. My task, educate, inform, entertain, and elevate the public. Number two, agenda setting, priming, and framing in the national interest. Accountability and all those issues in between. That was my task with my team. How did we do it? We worked so hard, created content, got the best of guests, asked the tough questions without fear or favor. And today, we are number one. We have been at number one since 2018. That was our task, and that is our scorecard. Mr. President, what has been your scorecard? Since 2017 until now, what has been your scorecard? Mr. Vice President, what has been your scorecard? Madam Chief of Staff, what has been your scorecard? Mr. Minister, Madam Minister, what has been your scorecard? Boss of the state-owned enterprise, what has been your scorecard? Government appointee at the presidency, what is your scorecard? What is your scorecard regarding the exchange rate? What is your scorecard regarding the price of a bag of maize? What is your scorecard with planting for food and jobs with fall armyworm? What is your scorecard with the price of fuel? What is your scorecard with the cost of living? What is your scorecard, Mr. Education Minister, with regards to the change of the curriculum and the non-availability of textbooks? If you, like I know you, Doc, you lived in the United States, if you were the head of education in the United States, in any of the states in the United States, you won't have your job today. You know that. Because it is unacceptable for more than 2 years, you have changed the curriculum and you don't have textbooks. And the worst thing is that your children are not even here to be experiencing what other children are going through. But you have people who defend you. And you know the funny thing is that most of you who have lived abroad, in the UK, US, Russia, wherever it is that you have lived, you know what the systems are. And you know that the systems have been well made. They are perfect. You want to get on a train, you don't suffer. You want to get on a bus, you don't suffer. They have sky trains, not non-existent sky trains. They swipe. They sit in there. You want coffee, you get it. You call 911. They ask you, what's your emergency? You know that the police is coming, the ambulance is coming. You know that the emergency response team will come. Those people who are recruiting you, Kweku Frimpong, Abasewa, to defend every kind of rubbish, They live through it. They have their families living there. They go for holidays. When they go, they know how it works. They know that when the traffic light is red, no Okada will cross and hit them. Even if they are hit by accident, they know that there's an ambulance on hand once they call 911, or somebody will call 911, and in a matter of seconds, they will get help. They know it. But they are recruiting you who doesn't even have a passport. They are recruiting you to be insulting the people who are speaking on your behalf and asking the questions on your behalf. Are you happy with yourself? Yesterday, when the drivers went on strike, and we were all watching, Danny showed the video. We were all walking. Everybody was walking. It was a national e-walking day. When we were all walking and keeping fit by force, by fire. They were driving in their cars. They were riding in luxurious 4x4s. They had police guard. So now, this is you going with your bag strapped on your back. They are not there with you like this, but they will recruit you to come and defend every kind of rubbish. And you are happy to do it. You are happy to do it because you think that by the close of the day, they can find you some 50 cedis. Think about it carefully. Elsewhere, the transport minister will not have his job because these drivers had indicated a very, very, very long time ago that they want to embark on this strike. What were their demands? Take 5 taxes off the petroleum products that we buy. And I've told you, and I'll keep telling you, that when they tell you it is the global prices, it is not entirely the global prices. There are 3 things in the mix. Number 1, taxes. Number 2, your weak exchange rate. And number 3, the global prices. The global prices are dropping. So why is our petrol still up? We used to pay price stabilization levy. We have accrued money. It was supposed to cushion us in these difficult times. Where is the money? And you see, when you put a question, like I've asked a question about why the Jubilee Park in Koforidua is in a messy state, like I've asked about the price of a bag of maize, like I've asked the finance minister to tell me which jobs are available and the young people are not qualified to do. Like I've asked the agric minister to show me which market used to sell plantain, a bunch of it at 40 cedis, now it sells at 4 cedis. Like I've asked about the exchange rate and the 40-member committee that's supposed to look at the effect. Like I've asked all those questions. When you put those questions and they don't give you the answers, but rather recruit you to come and attack, and they attack, you should know that assemble. Because question and answer them. And the funny thing is that you have come to beg for a job since 2017. You have not been able to show what your scorecard is. You have not been able to, by your own, and I like the president, when he announces that, Kukiti is going to be a minister for gender, children, and social protection, he reads the bio of Kukiti, tells us where Kuki has been, what Kuki has achieved before, and he says, I am taking Kuki to this ministry to achieve A, B, C, and D. So it's easy for us to track. You see that in 2021, he didn't do that. Because we're beginning to ask questions. Questions that the Minister for Monitoring and Evaluation in the last administration should have asked. But they won't ask because they know they can get your tacit approval and your tacit support to defend everything. In the name of partisanship. We must begin to hold people accountable. And this is the strength on which... Danny, open this thing for me. This is the strength on which I want to read for you the preamble of the 1992 Constitution. The preamble of the 1992 Constitution, there's the presidential oath, which the vice president and the president took on the 7th of January, 2017, and that oath was repeated in 2021. This Constitution, this is what we all believe in. This is what I cherish. I hold it dear to my heart. This is what we all believe in. Let's read, so that when they throw that into your eyes, you know. It says, the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, in the name of the Almighty God. We believe in God so much, which is why we start our national anthem and say, God bless our homeland, Ghana. Then we end it and say, so help me God. Now, it said, we the people of Ghana. That means all of us, men, women, children, adults, persons living with disability, persons in government, persons in opposition, everybody who considers themselves as Ghanaian, whether by birth, by adoption, by marriage, whatever it is, it says, we the people of Ghana, Yenina, in exercise of our natural and inalienable right to establish a framework of government which shall secure for ourselves and posterity the blessings of liberty, equality of opportunity, including job opportunities, and prosperity, in a spirit of friendship and peace with all peoples of the world, and in solemn declaration and affirmation of our commitment to freedom, justice, probity, accountability. We want freedom. We want justice. But we don't want to be probed. We don't want to be accountable. And you have left your job as a minister. You have left your job as a special aide. You have left your job as a spokesperson. You have left your job as a whatever it is. And you are coming to teach journalists how to do their job. Have you finished your job? You are just like the proverbial child in the school who is focusing on giving everybody answers, but they can't find answers for their own problem of the day. Go to National Science and Maths quiz. Now, come back. The principle that all powers of government spring from the sovereign will of the people. The principle of universal adult suffrage. That's why you voted 1 year ago today. The rule of law. The protection and preservation of fundamental human rights and freedoms, unity and stability for our nation, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this constitution. Yesterday, your fundamental human rights as a Ghanaian was trampled upon. If you are not being for IGP Dampare, and I salute you, IGP, your own boy, sir. If you are not being for IGP Dampare, who are giving buses and refreshment for public, then you show them the pictures for the public to enjoy. What would have been your situation? You would have actualized the song we have been singing, Arise Ghana Youth for you. You would have arisen and be walking against your will. School children. I salute the police for doing that. There are two schools of thought. One, people were in distress. The police had to step in. And you see, again, those who recruit you to come and defend and insult and intimidate and harass people who are speaking up, when they travel outside, you see how the positive public image of the police yesterday is beginning to shape up beautifully. After all that PR that's been done, the IGP has been going around with its police management board, visiting places and interacting even with farmers. Yesterday, the positive public image of the police improved. Whether you like it or not, it shot up. Because if you have lived outside before, you know that when the police stops you, it's not about, hey, macho. It's about, hello, sir, license and registration, please. In a courteous manner. Same way the police yesterday gave the people water to drink. So it's not macho, I'll show you where power lies. But yesterday, they were very, very courteous. They showed high level of professionalism. They offered service. It is the Ghana Police Service, not Ghana Police Force. We used to have the Ghana Police Force. Now it's the Ghana Police Service. They're supposed to offer service. That's why the police is your friend. They offered their buses yesterday. And for me, I'm happy that they were able to offer the buses to us to save us from that situation. But there's another school of thought which is asking, so who fueled the bus? And was it supposed to pour sand in the gari of the transport operators who were up in arms with government and had given government more than 3 times warning, and that the government had told them that, we will solve your problem for you. In fact, the last meeting they had it with the deputy finance minister, the deputy transport minister. They couldn't make them any promise. Yesterday, after they saw the fire of the strike, they decided to make them a promise. 15 pesos this morning, and I checked this morning, goil is serving at 60 to 70 pesos. But it's only goil. Zen sells cheaper than that. There are many other oil marketing companies that sell cheaper than that. So I told you what the price build-up of our petroleum products are. Is it so difficult for government to be able to take off some of the taxes because we are not in normal times? You have not finished your work. Your work is that you are supposed to make the people's life easier. And the people in turn are supposed to be asking you, probing you, and making you accountable. That's what we are doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm not insulting you. Me, I was not brought up to insult people. I said, I've showed you my scorecard since 2017. What is your scorecard? You, my brother, you. Yesterday, you were on the back of an Okada, correct? You know Okada is illegal. You paid money for it, right? But because you couldn't find a vehicle, correct? Were you not the same person who was campaigning against Okada in 2020? Now answer me. Were you not the same person who was campaigning against Okada in 2020? You see the hypocrisy. Yesterday, you were on the back of an Okada because you couldn't find Trotro. Because as a state, we have failed to even actualize our own Ayalolo and perfect it. Our Metro Mazda Kufuor brought an Ayalolo that Mahama bought. We have not been able to actualize them. If you go to the Achimota station, you find the buses parked there. Doing what? I don't know. Whether they be decoration, I don't know. But we have a minister for transport. We have a minister for national security. We have a minister for interior. Yesterday, what happened was a national security threat, where people now were getting violent and pushing people off motorbikes and stopping vehicles and smashing windscreen. If the police had not said it, would have been chaotic. The people have served notice and told you we will go on strike. We will go on strike. We will go. Say it. But yesterday, we were quick to say, oh, this shows that the government is a listening government. A listening government will wait for chaos to come before you act. Is that a listening government? You are quick to claim funds, but what is there to be done, you don't do. Listening government. A listening government is happy to sit aloof and watch while the people are demanding for the answers to Yetisikasu and so accommodate, and then it will tell you we have the men, and the people are suffering, and people are asking you questions. You as a citizen, yesterday you saw the power in numbers. The drivers, yesterday when they decided that enough was enough, they took up the power that they have as citizens. And I keep telling you, no member of parliament, no minister, no president, no vice president have a power of their own. The power they have emanates from the people. And the people must speak up. Those who are recruiting you, who have lived in the UK, US, wherever it is, the funny thing is that when they go there, they ask questions. They ask their people to be accountable. They demand for answers. They ask questions. They say, I've paid my taxes, I've done this, I've done that. You remember? I work like a bull. I pay my taxes like a bull. I want you. They demand for those things. Why is it that you, when somebody is demanding for it on your behalf, you think that the person has hate, has pain, and the person is working against somebody? The president is not in power on his own volition. We put him there. The vice president's picture was not on the ballot sheet. The president came and he said, I brought my number 2 to come and support me to do the work that I'm begging you to give me. What is your scorecard? They are there to serve. And once they are there to serve, we must ensure that they are serving us. We must ensure that they are serving us. Christmas is coming, right? When I was a kid, we were in a hurry to grow up because we wanted to have all the chicken to ourselves. We wanted to drink a full bottle of Fanta. In my days, they used to share a half bottle of Fanta or Mirinda with you. In my days, back then, they used to make squash for you, Piccadilly biscuits. In our days, they used to do that. So we were in a hurry to grow up to have our own full bottle of Fanta or Coca-Cola or P-Cola at the time, or Bluna, those ones. Muscatella, Club Orange. We were in a hurry to have our full chilled bottles to enjoy. Today we are old, we can't even give our nephews and nieces money. When they see us, they think we are irresponsible. When they see us, they think we are irresponsible. Christmas is coming. Where is your money? Have you bought your rice? Have you bought chicken? Do you have a goat? Do you have a sheep? Can you afford the tomatoes? Can you afford rice? Those are the questions we're asking. And these are the legitimate questions. We don't want to see somebody dressed in Santa Claus dress and worshiping from a mosque. We don't want that. We don't want a Santa Claus who looks very lean, because our idea of a Santa Claus is somebody who has a bulgy stomach and who is happy and hale and hearty and sharing gifts. These days, you don't even see Santa Claus. By this time, today is the 7th of December. 1 year ago, we were voting. By this time, you would have seen Koliko Amos. But they will recruit you. And you know, when we were kids, forgive my French this morning. When we were kids, they used to, in primary school, somebody say, oh, whatever I say Ampara. Then you say, Mijimiwo, then say Ampara, Mijimiwo, Ampara, Mijimiwo, Ampara. That's what they are doing to you. You pay taxes. But when it comes to the time when you have to demand for what your taxes are being used for, then you go and hide behind party color. How would we move forward? Look, open the statement 1969. June, I'll end with that. Open that for me. 1969. The Statesman. It's a Statesman magazine. 1969. Read this one. Number 1, it says, "You shall not gag the press." That's the first one. It says, "You shall not gag the press." It is there, 1969. I didn't publish it. It says, "You shall not gag the press, for a gagged press can only sing sickening praises, while a free press will chastise you when you go wrong and make better statesmen out of you, to your own benefit and that of the nation." That is what we are doing. You shall not gag the press. That's rule number 1, commandment number 1. Commandment number 5. It says, "You shall go," number 4, sorry. "You shall go through the ranks of the civil service with a fine-tooth comb, heated in a furnace, or employ efficient witch doctors to hunt out the gluttonous and selfish opportunists who sinned with impunity under the protected umbrella of the First Republic and again got away with the steam of unlawly misdemeanors while hiding behind the bulwark of the National Liberation Council." I didn't write this. This was in the wake of Dr. Buzia's government. Luckily, the tradition that is in power takes inspiration from Dr. Buzia's government. Now, rule number 5, commandment number 5. It says, "You shall," and this is where Ghanaians will tell your effectiveness as men and women of foresight, "explore all possible avenues to cut down considerably the unemployment figures in the country through a well-thought-out plan. For it is not only you or your dependents or your relatives or your political allies and your strong-armed men who should eat. Each and every Ghanaian has the right to gainful employment in order to keep body and soul together. And when they will have earned their hard-won salaries and wages, you shall not enact laws to rob them through deductions of all kinds with the excuse that you are saving for their ghosts after they had died." The finance minister yesterday said that the e-levy is going nowhere. We are not reducing it. I think the finance minister is not listening to the soul of the people. But like I read the preamble of the Constitution to you, power emanates from the people. No politician has their own power. No politician has their own authority. No politician has their own money. When we are giving them all of those power, authority, and money in our taxes, it is our job to ensure that there's probity and accountability. Until we amend the Constitution, this is the Constitution which we have decided to all together adopt, enact, and give unto ourselves. The 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. Here, this is where the president draws his power from. This is where the vice president draws his power from. This is where the chief of staff, everybody, this is where they draw their power from. And this is what we believe in. You have a job in it, I have a job in it, everybody has a job in it. Focus. When we ask questions, you cannot unsettle us. When we ask questions, you must answer the questions. And I've told you, stop posting nudes and unnecessary things on your Facebook and Twitter and Instagram pages. Ask them the questions and see if they have the answers. Hashtag, what is your scorecard? Christmas is coming. Where is your money? Good morning.